Welcome to Lone Star Conference All Access. I'm Travis Whipple, joined by Commissioner Stan Wagnon. This week, Cameron University Week, and we're going to continue our discussion on organizational values, and this week highlighting respect. We want to start with, how does the Lone Star Conference demonstrate respect?
Yeah, Travis, we've got 6 organizational values that we try to hold dear to as a conference, and respect is one of those. And I think for us, obviously in the world of college athletics, our student athletes and our coaches are obviously passionate about their sport. They're competitive. When they're out on the court, they want to win, and that's definitely a characteristic that we don't want to take away, because we want to be the very best. But the thing that we want to stress or emphasize in addition to that is we want our student athletes and our coaches to have the same kind of passion when it comes to citizenship and sportsmanship. And so, in Division II, a lot of the programs are very aware of community engagement and trying to find ways to reach out and get involved with the community, because obviously we realize that our local communities is where we receive our support as far as a fan base, as far as interacting with student athletes and coaches, and certainly financial support as well. And so there's a lot of different initiatives with citizenship that we try to instill and try to initiate on our campuses. And then with sportsmanship, obviously, if we're going to engage the community and ask these families to come out and these businesses to come out and support what we're doing at our athletic competitions, we've got to put our best foot forward, and we've got to act in a respectful manner. And so I think citizenship and sportsmanship are ways that our student athletes can demonstrate respect both on and off the athletic fields.
Very good. And kind of to go off of that, what are some practical applications in your mind for student athletes?
Well, there's a couple other examples, I guess, of how we demonstrate respect with student athletes, and really with administrators and everything that we do in the Lone Star Conference. One is the idea of gender equity and diversity. To me, that's a respect issue, because when we say we're committed to gender equity, we're saying we're committed to respecting both genders. When we say we're committed to diversity, that means we are committing to respect different ways of thinking, different ways of living, different backgrounds, different cultures, things of that nature. And so certainly those are other ways that we demonstrate respect, and student athletes obviously see that and play a role in that, as do our coaches and our administrators. And then as a conference, the way we operate together as a unit, we hope to demonstrate respect by making decisions that are in the best interest of all the groups or all the constituents within the conference. And so that's another way that certainly impacts our student athletes. But I think when you talk about practical application, and you talk about something that's really tangible for our student athletes, probably what comes to mind to me is, as a conference, we try to use our championship events, our conference events, to emphasize sportsmanship, to emphasize having exceptional character, and putting your best foot forward, because a championship event, we believe, should be one that creates a lifelong memory, something that you look back on positively for years to come. And certainly the better the sportsmanship, the more character you have, the more integrity involved. Make sure that it's fair play and nobody's trying to cheat and things of that nature. The better the chances are that you're going to have a good experience. A good memory is going to be created, but it's going to be a good experience for spectators as well. So along those lines, what we do in the Lone Star Conference is we have all of our participants, our student athletes and our coaches, when they go to a championship event, we ask them to sign a code of conduct pledge. And what that basically says is that these student athletes and these coaches agree that for the time that they are at this conference championship, they're going to conduct themselves with high character. And so I think it's it's a good reminder to our student athletes and our coaches before they go to a very important event when they're trying to compete at the highest level for a conference championship, to remember that there's more to it than just the trophy. There's more to it than just the competition. Obviously, there's a lot of eyeballs in the stands, adults all the way down to children who are watching this competition, and so we've got to consider ourselves role models. We've got to put our best foot forward to ensure that everyone has a great experience at that championship. So I think our code of conduct and the way we stress high character at championship events is probably the most tangible thing that our student athletes take away from the respect element.
Great way to start championships. And, as you've studied the organizational values and particularly respect over the last year, if you could pinpoint one area you feel like the Lone Star Conference could really get better at here in the next 6 months, a year, what would you say?
Well, I think, for me, we've got to do a better job of educating our student athletes and our coaches what it means to be respectful, what it means to conduct yourselves in a civil manner at our athletic events. I think too many times people think of sportsmanship and they get a picture in their mind of the two players on the court shaking hands or respecting each other while they're competing. To me, it goes much further than that. There's more student athletes from our conference in the stands at many of our events than there are competing. That is, at the volleyball match, the football student athletes come out to support the team, or the baseball student athletes. You go to a soccer match and the baseball team or the softball team or the basketball team is there to cheer on their fellow student athletes. To me, that's a great opportunity for those student athletes, the ones that are there as spectators, to demonstrate sportsmanship. And what I mean by that is they need to be there being a good role model to the other students, the other fans that are in the stands with them, showing them this is how you can respectfully support your team without denigrating the opponent. And so, to me, we've got to do a better job of educating our student athletes that sportsmanship is not something just between the lines. It's something you carry with you off the court. And certainly, if you come to another sporting event and you're in the stands, I feel like if we can't control our student athletes or our coaches, if we can't impact them in a positive way, then it's going to be hard for us to really leave a good impression on a young person who might come out to our events and give them an understanding of what sportsmanship really means.
That's a great start. We look forward to hearing more about that in 2012. This has been another Lone Star Conference All Access. Follow Cameron University all week right here on LoneStarConference.org.